Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're back with another episode of the Buko Boys. I'm Dale.
I'm DVO, and I'm munching on some red vines.
All right.
You have some red vines, brother, and you have black and red.
Yeah, because Red Vines knows how to make it right.
Growing up, how were your feelings about black licorice?
F black licorice.
They were so gross, right?
Yeah, it was like who the hell would like the taste of garbage? Like, it was horrible. But now, I don't know,
they're not bad.
You acquire tastes as you get older, like IPAs. I would have never thought drinking an IPA was good.
IPA beer?
Yeah. Now, I prefer that.
Them.
What else? Dark chocolate?
Yeah, I hated dark chocolate as a kid.
Yeah,
I love it now.
Dark chocolate was another piece of shit candy that now I adore it.
What else? No, I didn't really care for it as a kid, but like now are like Biddle Honeys or Mary Janes.
Oh, I love that shit.
I love it now, but I didn't like it when I was a kid.
Well, you know what's funny? Like, I bought bags of it and ate them all by myself. And back when I was a kid, I thought that was just like an old person thing to do.
Right.
You know, like, oh, that's horrible candy. Why would you want that shit when there's like Snickers and all these other good things?
Yeah.
Well, here I am buying this old people candy.
It's not bad.
It's not bad at all. I kind of like it.
You know, I'll eat Brussels sprouts and asparagus and broccoli and stuff. I love that stuff now. I hated it as a kid. But parts of me wonder, do I like it now because I know I need to eat it because it's good for me and healthy for me? Or do I really like it now? I wonder that sometimes.
So, asparagus, I like.
Yep.
I never really ate it as a kid. It was just something that we never really ate.
Right.
I started eating it. I like it. Brussels sprouts, the same. I don't care too much for it, depending how it's done. I've had it with like some vinaigrette drizzle, and it's roasted right, and it tastes pretty bomb. Yeah. I've had it where it's just steamed and just tastes like some type of dirty cabbage. So it just, I don't know, it depends on the chef.
The moral of the story is getting old is weird, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Things change colors.
It's weird.
Yeah, I'm getting some grays.
Yeah. Well, let's follow up last episode.
Oh yeah,
we talked about the Super Bowl.
Yes.
And we didn't talk. Did we talk much about the halftime show?
We said the Weeknd was doing it. I don't know if we talked much about it.
Yeah, you got tickets for his concert.
I haven't got tickets. I talked about it.
Oh, okay.
People are interested. I haven't ordered them yet, but I'm going to now.
Because I know he's going on tour next year.
Oh my god, the ticket prices are out there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you look at prices then?
Oh, of course.
How much?
So let's just say they start at $55.
$55?
$55.
Okay.
Go up to the ballpark around $500.
Oh, okay. All right. So if you want the nosebleeds,
$55. And so where I want to sit, I'm looking at about $275.
Okay.
That's the most I've ever even considered paying for a concert. It's crazy.
So my daughter was driving me around last week, and we have Amazon Prime, and so his new album is on Prime. So we were kind of jamming out to it, and I like it, right? And my daughter, she's 17, she loves the Weeknd. I really like him a lot. I don't know if I'd go to his concert though.
You wouldn't?
I don't know. No,
well,
like
some people were not that amused by the halftime show he put on.
I did like it though.
I liked it.
I did like it.
I was amused.
The thing is, for some reason, everyone complains about the halftime show.
Every year.
Like last year, J-Lo and Shakira. I loved it. I loved that halftime show. But of course, I heard people complaining about it.
There's haters.
Haters gonna hate.
Yeah.
Haters gonna hate. Anyway, I liked the Weeknd's halftime show. It was awesome. Even when the people wearing the bandaged masks things around their face. I mean, it was weird, but it didn't stray me away from it.
When he was singing the song, when he was kind of starting out singing the "I Can't Feel My Face."
Yeah.
Our parents were watching the game with us right there, and I don't know, I was laughing just because the whole point of that song, he was talking about doing cocaine.
Oh.
I was considering telling them. Do you guys know what he's talking about right now?
Do you know why he can't feel his face? Do you know why it's numb? Well, I heard the Weeknd got his own Super Bowl ring for having an awesome halftime performance.
Really?
Yeah. Actually, I don't know who made it or gave it to him, but I just saw it real quick on TMZ that said The Weeknd gets his own Super Bowl ring for an awesome performance.
You know who should have got one then?
Who?
Bruno Mars.
Yeah, I thought his show was good.
Right?
Yeah. I don't know. I think I've liked all the most recent that I can think of. Like I've liked the last few halftime shows.
No halftime show I forgot all about until someone reminded me. The No Doubt halftime show.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I forgot all about it. It was pretty badass.
I'd
I
like
watched
to see
it
that.
all over again.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I got to see. I love No Doubt. I love Gwen Stefani. She had an ad in the Super Bowl.
Yes, she did. Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, that's what kind of brought that up.
Oh, yeah. She's talking with a Maroon 5 guy.
Adam Levine.
Yeah, like she's just talking about she's single. She's ready to date again.
It was about like bad cell service.
Yeah, right.
Because she was talking about what she was into, and all he was hearing was blips.
Right.
And so he was piecing it all together, and it sounded like she wanted a country guy.
Yeah. Yes. And obviously she's dating. I can't remember his name now.
Blake.
Yes, Blake.
Something Blake.
But
Blake Shelton.
Yes.
Yes.
I think he's hilarious.
He's pretty funny.
And I think she's gorgeous.
Yeah, she looks the same.
Looks exactly the same from No Doubt.
Yeah, well, yeah, from like the 90s. Early 90s, or was it mid-90s? Mid or to early 90s.
Yes.
And here we are,
stunning.
21, and still looks
the same.
bombshell.
Oof.
She could get it. Gwen, you could get it, Gwen.
Oh, goodness.
Sorry, Blake.
But you were telling me an interesting story about... So, okay, hopefully you guys watched it. There was a streaker that ran through, and obviously they cut away. As soon as it happened, they cut away because they don't want to really or I don't know, what do you call it? Give the limelight to streakers so people don't really do it. So they just kind of showed the players just kind of walking around while that streaker was running out there. It seemed pretty quick.
Because I didn't even know there was a streaker on the field. Well, I also stopped watching after the halftime show.
Oh, okay.
So,
I don't remember when that streaker happened. But what you do is they kind of, the camera's on the field showing some of the players, and then you see somebody. It's real quick that you see somebody running, and then, like I said, they cut away from it, and they just kind of showed the players. They put the camera on the players. So you don't, if you kind of didn't really pay attention, you might not even notice. You just probably thought, why did you keep showing all these players just standing around? But that's why. There was this streaker, and I don't know if he got down to his skivvies or what, because it was so brief. So you saw something about it.
He was in like a onesie or like the bodysuit.
Oh, like those morph suits?
No, not the morph suit, but like the sling, like the Borat.
Oh, like Borat sling?
Oh,
wow.
Okay. A pink one. But he still had his shorts like kind of halfway on.
Okay.
So, not really full streaking, I would say.
Right.
But anyways.
But I don't know what else you call it, though.
Like somewhat trespassing, I don't know. But anyways, there was a bet that he made off, like, before the game.
Okay.
I guess there was these side bets, that one of the side bets being that there was going to be a streaker on the field. So he put money on that. Well, he was going to be at the game.
Okay.
And decided he was going to make sure he wins that bet.
That's hilarious.
So he put money down on that, and I can't remember what the odds were, but he put money down that there was going to be a streaker, and he had his buddies distract the security guards.
Okay.
So security guards were busy doing whatever. He hurried and jumped over that little guardrail, took off his shit, and started running on the field to make sure he won that damn bet.
That is so smart. Because I'm sure he had a trespassing ticket or something. Or
so the ticket,
time in jail.
The ticket was like something like, I think, $1,000 or $1,500. That was the ticket he had to pay for trespassing or whatever it was to get out of jail. But he ended up winning, I think, $72,000 or more for that side bet.
How much is that?
Like $72,000 or more than that. But yeah, he won. Yeah, easily take that bet.
Yeah.
Easily take that bet.
That's hilarious.
Any
awesome.
day, I would take that bet. Yeah, but he kind of screwed himself on that because now, I'm pretty sure because of that, he found those loopholes that people always find to win things. You know, that will never happen again. I'm sure they're going to put blocks on any type of situation where if you make that bet, and you're the streaker, you can't win. Something to that effect. I bet you they're going to have some type of...
Yeah, so I'm actually looking. Talking about this kind of made me think, what are some of these other like side bets that people make during the Super Bowl? So here's a couple of them. I just kind of was looking
This is a good idea. I never thought about looking at all these.
So here's one. What color liquid will be poured on the game-winning coach?
Oh shit.
So Gatorade or
Yeah.
Powerade, whatever they use, and so it's going to be what color is it?
Interesting.
The big winner is that, and I don't know how bets work. I don't know the over-unders. I don't know how that stuff works. Do you know how that works?
No.
I'm guessing I'm guessing that would be the big winner. That color is what I'm guessing.
Purple, yeah.
So I guess purple would have been the big winner, and orange being the least winning.
Because orange is the
red.
most common one you see, and purple you never see.
You never see.
I see blue a lot. I see blue.
I see blue a lot too.
And where's that on there?
Oh, second. That'd be the second
one. Because I just said that.
Who will the Super Bowl MVP mention first? Which was Tom Brady. The big winner was. Okay, doesn't mention any of them. Or the owner. The owner probably would have been the highest one. The owner would have been who they mentioned first. Okay, here we go. Will a fan run onto the field during the game? So, again, I don't know.
I don't know the odds.
I don't know the odds.
But I think it's 700-1, maybe.
I don't know, yeah.
I don't know.
Any player propose to his girlfriend on the field after the game? What will happen to the price of Bitcoin during the Super Bowl?
Weird that that's even a thing.
Will any player be ejected for throwing a punch or fighting?
Okay, that's kind of cool.
There's a ton. I should have read this beforehand. What will the Chiefs call for the coin toss? Will Tom Brady attempt to high-five an official?
That's a bet.
Okay, so there's... All right. How many times will Roger Goodell be shown? Oh, these just random bets. Wow.
There's a ton of side bets. Holy
How many
shit.
times will Bill Belichick be mentioned? That's actually a pretty interesting one.
These sound like drinking games.
A little bit, yeah. I'm kind of thinking that too, actually. When you
like every time Bill Belichick gets mentioned, everyone takes a shot.
Yeah. Okay, all right, interesting.
Yeah, I guess you could make all sorts of drinking games.
How many times will Tony Romo mention his kids?
Wait,
random stuff.
There
is a ton. Wow.
That's funny.
Like 100. Okay. Well, okay. All right.
You can make these bets all night, huh?
Yeah. All right. Anyway, just
maybe I want to do that next year.
I'm kind of interested. That might make the game a little bit more fun.
I might want to do that. Yeah,
I was just playing the squares. Like my brother-in-law does squares.
I didn't do any kind of bets this year at all.
I came close. I almost won the fourth round, which was I think $250. All Tampa Bay needed to do, they had the possession towards the end of in the last few minutes. They had possession. All they had to do was make a field goal. But they kind of ran out their time, and then Kansas got the ball back, and then it just they didn't do anything with it. So if Tampa Bay would have made a field goal, and they got close enough, they could have kept doing something. I would have won $250.
That would have been nice.
That
would have been nice.
It would have been nice.
What would you do with that $250?
Probably take my girls out. That's probably because I just took them out last weekend, so I probably just would have spent it on that instead of out of my pocket. It just came from the pot.
Yeah, free money.
Yeah.
Love free money.
So anyway, just some wrap up there. And then speaking of Tampa Bay, you just were down in Tampa Bay.
I just got back.
You should have went. You didn't realize that when you went, it was like a few days after the Super Bowl. Huh? You didn't realize that.
And I actually was gonna fly down that weekend of the Super Bowl actually, and I had no idea.
Coincidentally,
I think that would
have been awesome.
And then something came up where it was like, I was going to just move it the next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing that I had to. It was just like maybe that might just work out better for things, and I did. It was the same price and everything too. But if I wouldn't have changed it, I would have been there for the Super Bowl.
That would have been kind of cool.
It would have been cool, but also kind of would have been a pain in the ass. It
would have been so crowded.
Would have been really crowded.
Yeah. Because you were able to do some fun things. So what are some things that you did that was kind of fun? I just barely, I don't know when you posted it, but I just saw a video of you feeding some gators.
Yeah, so it's frowned upon.
Okay.
To feed gators in a public park.
Oh, okay.
Because they don't want people to, they don't want the gators to become friendly with the people.
Yeah, right.
So they encourage you not to do that, and I guess you can get fined for it.
Oh, but yeah, it
So
makes sense.
you know, at the alligator farms and parks and stuff, and now even on the tours that they do, the wild tours, they feed them like marshmallows.
Okay.
And
Interesting.
based off the knowledge I have, I used that common sense.
I wonder why.
And I got marshmallows, and I took them to the park with me.
Huh. Okay.
Well, there were some gators out there, and I was getting their attention with these marshmallows. And sure shit, they love marshmallows. They sure shit love marshmallows. And it's all chewing it too. It grabbed it and it was all. It was funny as hell. And I got them all the way up to me. They were way out there. I was launching these mallows.
Okay.
And I got the alligator right up to like you're kind of standing on this little wall thing. But it's crazy because this park has like playgrounds and kids running around. There's actually a disc golf course connected to that park, and then there's where the little pond is, where the water gathers in this pond, and it's kind of like this canal coming into this, becomes this pond, and then it exits back out as a little canal, and it goes into this what's that called? Golf course. Goes into a golf course, and the golf course having ponds and stuff too. And these gators have been around for decades, hanging out in the same park.
I've seen, I think these were in Florida. I've seen some golf courses with basically dinosaurs walking across.
Just chilling, yes. People are like taking pictures because they can't.
Behemoths.
And yeah, if your ball gets close to the water, no, I ain't getting near that thing. You can't see.
No.
But it was crazy. But as I got the gators right up to me, they seemed really docile. Really docile.
What size do you think these ones were?
10 foot.
Oh, they're still
9, 10
big.
foot. Oh yeah. Like easily could grab an arm and twist and rip it right off. Easily.
Like I don't know why, but like there's some that are maybe 3 or 4 feet. They don't really scare me that much.
No.
Because that includes the tail too.
Yes, yeah. You're going from nose to tip.
Yeah, so like for some reason, like they don't really scare me that much. I feel like I can just kind of jump out of the way of those.
Yeah, I can manhandle them too. If they bit me, they couldn't roll.
Right.
I'd keep them still, and I'd pry their shit open and pull my hand out.
But 10 foot,
knock it off.
No,
yeah, 10 foot.
No, thank you.
They're gonna grab that and they're gonna roll your arms bye.
Dude, have you seen this video?
I've seen all of them. Yeah, don't remind me.
No, it's this farm. It's like a gator farm.
He sticks his head in.
No, they were feeding them, and one of them threw. So someone threw they were just like raw chicken, and the gator went to go grab it, and then missed the raw chicken and grabbed another gator's leg.
Yeah,
rolled it and ripped it off. Another gator just kept strolling along with his other 3 legs like nothing. Like, all right, well, guess I'm 3-legged now.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Well,
crazy.
I mean,
it's an older video.
You think he's gonna cry? Did you think he's gonna scream?
Well, I thought he would at least lash back. Snap back at the gator that death rolled on his leg, but nope, just kept strolling.
Good thing about reptiles is they'll grow that shit right back.
Does it?
Yeah. The reptiles regrow their shit, man.
Gators regrow
their shit, yes. Their tails, all their shit.
This reptiles blew my mind.
Reptiles will regenerate.
I mean, yeah, I just kind of figured more of the tail.
So maybe 10 more years he'll have another nub. His nub will turn it. Yeah. Look it up.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Science, man. This is some science.
Well, I looked this up. Kind of talk
about
the things you did.
All right. So besides that, I did a paddleboard trip with manatees. So manatees being the sea cows or mermaids.
Yeah, they are.
I wanted to go check out some manatees. And actually, this is like the best season for that. Because it's being a little colder time of year. They come into where these hot springs are, and they kind of congregate around the hot springs to keep warm. And the day I did this just happened to be a warm day, and all the manatees swam out into the Gulf to feed, and they kind of left the hot springs that day. Mm-hmm. But I got lucky, and I just still saw a couple in there. But it was a really cool paddleboard trip, just going in there. You kind of go out of this boat harbor, and you go around this big... I don't know. There's so many things that's out on the water. It's like this mechanic shop floating out there. You pass that, and you kind of go into these canals that go into these neighborhoods. And those canals that go into the neighborhoods all have these hot springs kind of flowing through these canals. Okay. And you can paddleboard through there, and they have certain hot spots you want to go hit that have the springs where they kind of have these safety lines to keep the manatees safe from getting molested from everybody. But the manatees were all gone that day because they were out feeding. But luckily, where I did find some, the water was a little murky because normally in some of the canals you could see through the water and see them.
Okay.
But where I did see them, it was murky and you can only see them surfacing for air.
How big they look?
I was only seeing their snouts coming out and their fins.
Okay.
But I mean, I've seen pictures, I've seen many videos of them and everything. But the sound they were making when they would come out of the water and breathe almost sounded like a mechanical steam release, almost like when you hear like machines go.
Right. Yeah.
Stuff like that. That's kind of how it sounded. But yeah, it was pretty cool. But then I'd see him breach, and I was trying to get videos of it, and I was always a little bit too late. But I did catch a little bit of it. Nice. That was kind of cool. So I did do that, and then paddleboarded back around and stuff. Kind of hung out. After that, what else did I do?
Fishing.
Yes, I went fishing off the. I was supposed to charter a boat, but time of year there were storms. It's kind of iffy, and the weather reports were just so all over the place. It would say this and not do that, and so it's hard to judge what to do. So we didn't end up taking the boat ride. The captain didn't. It was just too bad. And then winds were really bad that day anyway. So we ended up fishing off the pier. I ended up catching 5 different species. Fishing.
And these were all saltwater.
Yeah, saltwater fishing off the pier. Nice. But that's what I like fishing in the ocean. Like, there's so many different things you can catch. And it was I didn't catch anything big. And the one species that were bigger size that everyone else were catching were mackerel, and I couldn't catch one.
Oh, really?
No. I kept catching these little suckers. They were called pinfish. I caught like 1 million of those. But they were like maybe the size of your hand.
Okay, all right.
Like with fingers closed, not open. But yeah, I was king of the pinfish that day. What else did I do? Oh, one of the coolest things I did was I went on a ghost tour.
Nice.
Didn't know this at the time. The city that I did the ghost tour in was called Ybor City.
Okay.
Ybor City is where the cigar hub of the U.S. started and got huge there.
Oh, interesting.
And all influenced with different Latin cultures, mostly Cuban, but they had Spaniards there. They had what else? Did they have? Puerto Ricans. They had everything over there, but
it's foreign.
Yeah, and they all had their own little sections, their own little clubs, and they all kind of went to their own churches and congregated in their own clubs afterwards. A lot of history there. Went on a really cool ghost tour there, but the guy also does a history tour.
Okay. So at the same time or separately?
Separately. Okay. So during the daytime, he does these historical tours.
Got it.
During the night, he does paranormal tours, the ghost tours. And I would like to go back on another day to do another history tour, but while they're doing the paranormal tour, they do quite a bit of history.
Okay.
And it is a lot of cool stuff.
Nice.
Really cool stuff. And few of these buildings that we went and seen were actually on like the Travel Channel's most haunted buildings in America.
Oh,
and
okay, all right.
Ghost hunters have actually been to a bunch of those buildings there as well, and they were on some of their episodes. They had some really cool EVPs in some of those buildings. One of those buildings called the Don Vicente, that one I was actually getting vibes from.
What kind of building is that?
Right now it is not being used as anything.
Okay.
But the U.S. government is renting a section of that building. So before COVID happened and all that, the tour had access to that building, and they would do a little bit of a tour in that building.
Okay.
But since the government purchased a section of it, they no longer allow the public to go in there.
Okay.
But the tour guide was saying how he's kind of okay with that just because that gave off a lot of bad vibes, a lot of bad negative stuff there, so he was okay with not going in there. Some of the stories he told about that were really cool. And I'll tell you about this story. I'll tell you about some of these stories.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So there's a room there that's super haunted. A lot of people cannot stay the night. They end up checking out or leaving.
I want to stay in this room.
So there's not that. So it was being a hotel for a while,
okay.
And it's not a hotel right now. It's completely like it's not being used because COVID messed up everything. So anyways, this guy that does the tour, his brother lives in Jersey, was coming into town. It was his older brother, and the way he told the story, he was a really good storyteller too. So he was talking about how he's reminded of being a kid and his older brother beating him up and stuff as a kid, and wanted payback, years and years later. So his brother's coming into town, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get this haunted room for my brother.
Okay.
I'm not gonna tell him about it. I'm just gonna get it for him."
Gotcha.
Gets him the haunted room. He tells him, "Yeah, come to town, blah blah blah. I got you a room and all this." Comes to town. They go out, gets him plastered. Drops him off at the hotel at it's like 2 or 3 in the morning. Drops him off at the hotel. He's like, "All right, get some sleep. I'll see you at like 10 a.m. I'll be back at 10 a.m." He said he pulls up a little early, like 9:45ish. His brother was already out on the steps waiting, and he's like, I don't know what was it. Something was in my room, man. I could not spend the night in there. And he's just laughing. He's like, "I got you, bitch." But what he was saying is he said that he was hearing scratches on his headboard all night, and he was hearing footsteps running around the bed, and he was seeing a shadow figure at the foot of his bed moving and getting closer and closer to him. And so he got too freaked out and left.
Interesting.
Anyways, so he said the room was 135. Also, before this was a hotel, this was also a hospital for a while.
Oh,
a lot of things going on here.
Okay.
The basement of this hotel was the morgue. The first serial killer of the city was doing the murders in that basement.
Okay.
His dad was a doctor, got him a job there. Talked about the whole history behind the guy. Anyways, there was a brothel, kitty corner. He would go to this brothel and meet all these hookers, and he would talk himself up saying he was a doctor when he was just working in the morgue.
Okay.
He would tell these women that he would do these procedures on them if they need it, but they can't do it in the daytime. They can only do it at night. So and to come in through the basement.
Of course, this all makes sense.
so they would do that. They'd come into the basement at night.
Gosh.
He'd let them in. He'd put them under anesthesia and then just do whatever.
Yeah.
They end up disappeared. Nobody hears from them. That's the end of that. When they finally find out about everything, he confesses to 6 murders.
Wow.
And so when they used to do the tours there, he said that women would get like bad vibes about going down in the basement and they wouldn't want to go down. Well, we could walk up to the glass doors and kind of peer in and look down at where the stairs are at.
Okay.
So he's asking us, "Hey, sorry, I got something in my throat." He tells us, "Hey, you guys can walk up and look down and see if you get any, see how it makes you feel."
And this was a morgue.
This now was the basement, the stairs that go down the basement was the morgue at that time.
Yes,
So yeah. So anyways, we walked up and took a look inside, and I was actually getting drawn up the stairs. So there's stairs that go up as well, and you can kind of see a little bit of where that goes. Anyways, I look up and I'm getting drawn up those stairs to my right, and there's the wall, the end of the building is right there. So I'm just like, I don't know why, but I'm getting huge vibes right there. I'm getting drawn into that, like, big energy, big energy. And when I kind of walk away from it, I'm coming down, he's all, "So what did you think when you went up there?" I'm like, "Well, to be honest, I didn't feel shit from the basement. Up the stairs, there's some shit up there, isn't there?" He's all, "Funny you say that." He's all, "You know that I told you room 135, you would think that's on the main floor that you were looking at, but it's not, it's up the stairs."
Oh.
And I'm like, "Is it against the side of that building right there?" He's all, "Take a look right here." We were already at the corner of the building. He points right at the wall where I was pointing, right at where the stairs go meet the top. He's all, "See that room right there? It's the second room from the corner." He's all, "That's room 135.
Oh, interesting.
That was exactly where I was getting those vibes.
Do they know what's going on in that room?
I can't remember if he said.
Okay.
He might have said, or it was just something that I don't remember.
Okay.
I'd have to look into it, but that building was called the Don Vicente.
Oh,
But that was the only one that I was getting the vibes from. We went through a couple other buildings, like we walked past, and he told us the history and the things that have happened there. And then we actually toured this one building that was the old, it was a Spaniard club?
Okay.
No, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was the Cuban. I can't remember. I can't remember now. I didn't write it down. But we toured that building, and that building, he let us use, he had a bunch of EMF meters. They were the old ghost meters. They're not the ghost meter pros like I have, but the ghost meters. Those things are annoying as shit. It just, it turns on and it just beeps forever when it like picks up EMF.
Okay.
And the louder it beeps, the faster it beeps, the more EMF it's picking up. I was not a fan of that feature. It was very annoying, and I don't know. I was just kind of going off my own feelings of things, kind of walking around and kind of feeling my vibes throughout. And I wasn't feeling anything. I wasn't feeling much throughout any of that.
Okay.
But I did take a bunch of pictures. I did take a bunch of pictures in there.
Okay.
But that was the only building we got to go tour. But we did go out on the roof of it too, and I got a good view of the whole city.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, that was a really cool, like, Tampa Bay itself, that city, was beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful city.
So people that went down there for the Super Bowl had a blast, I'm sure.
Yes. And the way I was describing the way it looks, and I would mix it as a mix of San Diego and Honolulu.
Oh, okay.
Just kind of the way everything looks there. It was awesome. I liked it.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, Tampa Bay. I'm definitely gonna come back. Definitely gonna come back. But,
watch out.
But I want to go to Miami too. Miami.
That would be fun. Yeah, that would be fun.
Just gonna be a more turnt version probably.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Just talking to my buddies today. Actually, they were talking about he was wanting to do his bachelor party in Miami probably.
Okay.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, we went to Tampa once as a stop to get on a cruise ship.
Yeah, we didn't do shit.
So we were there, at night.
Yeah, but we didn't do anything. But
No, we didn't
go to
do
the
anything.
hotel.
But I remember it did look really nice, and that was years ago. So I bet it's way better now. So it'd be fun to go down. I'd like to go to Orlando too. That'd be fun.
I did stop by Orlando. That was another thing I did. So I didn't have time to actually go to a Disney park, but they have an outdoor mall there.
Okay.
And the outdoor mall is just like, so the one in California, they call it Downtown Disney.
Yeah.
This one's called Disney Springs.
Okay.
Same thing, really cool. I liked it. It had, on the water, a lot of water there, tons of land, lots of water. I'm all about water. So I was digging it. I liked the way everything looked out there. It was pretty cool.
How
But
about like years ago when I think it was a gator that snatched a kid up.
it was just barely like couple years ago.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about that story? That's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah, well, kind of parents would let their kid play in a pond like that. Like, come on now, you're in Florida. There's stagnant pond. Like, what do you think hangs out in there? And there's signs that say there's gators.
Exactly.
And then they're like trying to sue Disney for this. Come on.
Yeah.
And it was mating season.
Oh god.
Oh, speaking of gators, did you look up the gators? Look Virginia.
So I did. I didn't find anything about regenerating limbs for gators or crocodiles. I did see that juveniles would regrow a tail. So maybe as they get older, they don't really
They lose their powers.
They might, yeah.
Oh, they lose their mutant powers.
So Homeboy totally lost his leg.
Oh, for good.
Yeah, for good.
Oh, he probably thought he was still a little guy.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah, he's a little three-legged now.
Oh, he's just gonna float the rest of his life.
Yeah. He's probably okay.
Lucky he has that option.
But he's in a farm, so he'll be fine. He'll be alright.
Yeah, he'll be alright.
But that farm was like really crowded too. Like there was tons of gators in that little pen or whatever they were in.
Oh, he was probably inbred as shit. That's probably why he didn't react.
He's like, not again.
Probably clone him.
All right, well, glad you had fun in good old Tampa.
Yeah, that was pretty badass.
We had a couple other things. We saw a couple just trailers, some recent trailers. We'll talk about.
Oh, brand new one just came out today, all over the internet today.
Yeah, so there's the new Mortal Kombat one
So
and Godzilla vs. Kong. So which one do you talk about first?
Let's talk about Mortal Kombat.
I know there's a few, but these maybe will be the two big ones.
Mortal Kombat.
Coming up. Alright, so Mortal Kombat just came out, just watched it, and better or worse than the 90s
So
movie?
promising. I liked the 90s one just because of what it was.
Because of how big a hit Mortal Kombat was. We were into it.
I love the game.
I remember staying up on sleepovers, staying up late, playing on the Genesis.
Yep.
Super Genesis. And playing...
Sega Genesis. Super Genesis.
Oh,
Sega,
yeah, I don't know why...
Sega Genesis.
My head said Sega, my mouth said Super. Weird. But yeah, the Sega Genesis. Just staying up late, playing that game, trying to beat it all.
Kicking ass. Just how many
Finish
times you can go.
Finished them all.
Yes.
But anyway, yeah, the movie came out, and yeah, for for a fan, you're just like, yes, awesome movie.
And we were young. We were young when that
Yeah,
came out.
looking back now, terrible.
Yeah, I hate that.
Terrible.
Hated it.
Yeah.
Especially who they cast as Raiden.
Who did they?
Highlander.
Yes,
Highlander.
Lambert. Chris Lambert.
Christopher Lambert.
Christopher Lambert.
And I like him. I like the guy.
As a Highlander fan back at that time, too.
I thought he was awesome. But when they cast him, I was so mad. Like, why would they cast him as... That was just like watching David Carradine being cast in Kung Fu all over again. Like, what? Not like I experienced that as a kid or anything, but just knowing how that happened.
Yes, I know what you mean. Yeah.
So, I was just not happy about that whole thing. And then it was corny. It was cheesy. This one, it's not realistic by any means, but
no, it's not realistic.
Staying true to like the characters and their origins. And then, typecasting the right characters to play these people.
Yes.
And where they're from and all, it makes so much sense.
Yeah, it does look like better acting, which will be a huge part of it.
Yes.
Looks like it'll be better acting.
And I like the storyline. The one thing that caught my eye was the character Jax from the game. He had those robotic arms. And I can't remember on the game version how they said why he had those arms.
I can't remember either.
But I remember it was just a whatever story, not whatever. Because he was like a cop or something, like he blew up or some shit. I don't remember. Anyways, in the trailer, it shows him being confronted with Sub-Zero.
Yeah, and in the trailer, Sub-Zero's like the big
it looks like Sub-Zero's just the guy to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
And there's like some early pre-course storyline where they interact and he grabs a hold of Jax's arms and freezes them and just rips them off. And you're like, oh shit, that's what you get, man. Don't fuck with Sub-Zero. That's what happens. Anyways, fast forward into the trailer, boom, he's robotic Jax arms.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is where this happens.
Yeah, it seems like Sonya is a big leader of the movie. Maybe one of the top leads.
A new guy in this though, named something Cole. Did you catch that? He's not like a main character or anything. Or I mean, he is like a main character in this now, but he wasn't ever in the video game.
Right. So far from the trailer, that's what it seems like.
Yeah, and it seems like he's a main person.
And I just barely watched it.
But there seems like there's the team of these guys, and so you got like Sonya, him, Jax. And then you got Liu Kang, Kung Lao.
Yeah.
And they're badasses too. And
then
Scorpion, oh shit.
Yeah, Scorpion and Sub-Zero have a little fight scene in the trailer.
Yeah, so I don't know if like Scorpion's on the good guy's side here, or if he's just like an anti-hero just coming in and doing his own thing.
Yeah,
and it's like
I don't know.
He's also against Sub-Zero, but not with these guys. But since they're like kind of against the same person, they're gonna just kind of team up and part ways at the end.
One thing I didn't like, just in the trailer, and you just mentioned that there's a new person. He has like this tattoo, this burn of like the Mortal Kombat dragon logo. And they're like, and Sonya just says, this is a talk over during the trailer. Maybe it's not really a birthmark, but in the shape of a dragon, right?
Yeah.
but maybe an invitation to the Mortal Kombat. I'm like, all right, I hope there's a little bit more context to this in the movie.
Well, apparently they all have that.
Yeah. So that part seems weird, but it's Mortal Kombat. Right? It's based off a video game. I can't expect.
Yeah, exactly. Who else? I think Melina's in this, or Katana.
Right.
With her all evil-looking face.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, so this will be fun. Mid-April is when this one comes out.
Oh, and I think it said HBO Max. I'm a new subscriber to that. I've been loving HBO Max. I hope you guys pay me for this shit, but I love it.
Let's get them endorsing this podcast.
I wish they would, but I've been digging that subscription so far. The DC stuff that's on there. There's a show, Titans.
Yep. I started watching that with you.
Yeah, it's like, wow, way to go, DC.
It's kind of fun. I'm only like 3 episodes in, so, but it seems fun. It's a fun series.
Robin's just. Yeah, it's like kind of like follows Robin, and he's kind of like F Batman.
Right,
and
little rogue.
Yeah, and he's kind of got his own little team going on here. But he's a badass in this. And then you encounter another, I guess Batman just kind of cycles through Robins. So you have all these different Robins that have been there.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah. I guess if you read comics on normal, they would look at me kind of stupid right now, like, you don't know this?
Right,
like, Duh, have you ever heard of Nightwing?
Right.
What the hell? Yeah, I haven't. Jeez. So anyways, he's got all these different Robins that have kind of cycled. But this follows this certain Robin and his team of merry men along the way.
We're just a little nerdy, not super nerdy.
Yeah, I'm not a super nerd. I nerd out on shit, but like, I'm not 100% nerd. I try sometimes.
And speaking of more nerdy stuff, Godzilla vs. Kong.
Yeah.
So this is the sequel to the Kong movies with... Which one is
So
this
you
one?
had Godzilla and then you had Kong.
The more recent ones,
Yeah.
I should say.
Well, John C. Reilly getting in that plane wreck in World War II.
Yes.
And they're on that island and
Right.
he's the lone survivor and... Anyways, yeah, you know the
These
rest.
underground lizards things that Kong beats up on, and
So then fast forward, Godzilla happens.
Yep.
That movie happens.
And all the what do they call them? Titans.
Titans.
Going back to Titans. All the Titans with Mothra and some 3-headed dragon thing, and I don't remember all their names. Again, we're not super nerdy, just a little nerdy.
So yeah, they're coming out of the woodworks. And
Godzilla beats all of them with some help.
yeah, he goes and does that thing. Oh, he becomes like that ultra mega Godzilla, nuclear whatever Godzilla.
Right.
Burns everything to the grid, just melts everything. Radioactive Godzilla, whatever.
Yeah.
So now, this is.
So is he too much now? Now, so Godzilla helped them, and now Godzilla's too much, and now they need to bring Kong to kind of bring him down. Like I don't know.
I don't remember what's going on, but they're getting Kong from the island, and he's on this boat, and they're bringing him to us, whatever.
To the city, wherever.
And he's going to be supposedly a lot bigger, because he was just a baby.
Right.
He was the adolescent Kong, and now 50 years later, he's supposed to be full grown, so he's a lot bigger. Godzilla, I don't know if they have some kind of tracking devices on each other where they feel each other coming and they just gotta fight each other.
Well, I think that's how it was in that movie. Like all the Titans can kind of sense each other.
There can only be one.
Maybe
the Highlanders.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't really know the story.
It shows like Godzilla coming after Kong and they start fighting out on the ocean like this.
Right. It's gonna be it's just an action movie.
So
basically.
Now I'm wondering, okay, with the way Godzilla ended and he's all radioactive like that, how the hell? Now I'm just like, how can anything come near that? Because he's like melting buildings as he's walking by it.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
it's gonna be interesting.
And how can there be a winner? They're both winners. They're both the kings of their own things.
You know, you think back about the old Kong Godzilla thing from, I don't know how old it was, but super
70s,
old, right?
60s.
Like, yeah, it just looked terrible.
Actually, King Kong, those movies were like when movies were first movies.
Yeah.
In the 20s and shit.
And we're in the 21st century.
Oh,
So
this movie's in the
20s
20s again. This is 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So this is the 21st century. This movie's gonna look awesome with the way they use CGI.
I know it's gonna be
and
badass.
everything.
It's gonna be a lot of
Just
action.
just action.
But then it's gonna get to a point where King Kong's gonna kick his ass to a certain point, and then he's gonna turn radioactive, and then good luck, everybody.
I don't know where the storyline's going, but I'm gonna tune into it.
I'll still watch it though. It's
Yeah.
gonna be badass. I know that.
Yeah, I was just kind of looking at IMDb a little bit. It looks like there's a few trailers there, so hopefully some like we said last episode. I've missed the movie theaters. I hope they're coming back. Whether you have the option to either purchase or just go to the theater.
I think they're gonna be coming back soon. Now that the vaccines are becoming more of a thing.
Yeah.
I think masks will just be required.
Uh-huh.
But I think they're gonna be back to using it. But I
Right.
think part of the cleaning process of the theater is gonna be sanitizing your seats.
Right.
But I think it's gonna be back. Just announced yesterday. I saw something that Vegas will be the MGM resorts. So the
and all their subsidiaries, all their companies.
yeah. So Luxor, Excalibur,
Mirage.
New York, all those Mandalay Bay. They're all gonna be back to full running.
March.
Yeah, next month.
Yeah, that's right. And we're going in April. We have plans in April that's been postponed This is the third postponement of our Vegas trip, so we're going April.
And I was just there last month, actually, in Vegas.
So
things are open. Just
yeah.
you got to wear your mask and stuff. But things. I mean, I went to the wax museum. So
Nice.
I mean, things are you don't have to wear your mask outside or anything. So you can walk around and have your drinks and all that shit like normal.
Oh, interesting. Okay, all right.
And I mean, there's just certain things that if you're used to it already in your hometown. Speaking of shit, there was places I went to in Florida where masks weren't a thing.
Oh, okay.
And like I was like about to walk into a gas station, oh shit, mask, and look at the cashiers. None of them are wearing masks.
The plexiglass?
No. It was just nobody wears masks in those towns.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, they were just like, man, not here, not in my town. Tell you what, you wear that shit. They were hella southern in that city too. This was right by Orlando.
Okay.
Oh no. This was up by where I was paddleboarding with manatees. Like all of a sudden it got
swamps.
Yeah, it got hella country all of a sudden. They were talking
by the
all
swamps.
yeah, right in the swamp. Tell you what, talk around here and go and get lost too. Anyways, it was hella country for a second.
Okay.
But then I cut across to Orlando. It was normal again because I was in Disney's territory. And then went back to Tampa, back to good old land, tropical. It was beautiful.
Nice.
Did I show you the view of my room?
Nope, you didn't.
Oh, I'll show it to you. It's beautiful.
Okay, can't wait to see it. And then you come back to Utah and get a snowstorm.
Oh, the moment I landed.
Almost the whole country got a snowstorm all of a sudden.
So I was postponed. My flights were delayed. I ended up being delayed by like 3.5 hours total. And by the time I got home, by the time I was supposed to be home, and by the time I ended up being home, about 3.5 hour delay. But we kept delaying because my connecting flight in Denver the weather was so bad that they had to keep pushing back. Yeah. So, anyways, I land here in Utah, and by the moment I land, I get my bag, and the moment I get my bag, boom. It just starts coming down hard and didn't stop for like 24 hours.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, it sucked.
Yeah, I got some friends in Texas and
that was bad.
they were. I mean, my friends that live in Texas are actually from Utah, so they're not a stranger to the snow, but they forgot that you need to turn off the water to your pipes. So one of my friends, his business, he owns a chiropractor office. And pipes froze, burst, and flooded their office with 3 inches of water.
I saw some pictures where it was pipes had burst and it was cold. They froze, and there's like light fixtures inside buildings with icicles hanging down.
Yeah,
sucks.
So obviously, most people in that area are not familiar with the snow and cold weather, and they've lost power for like 2 days.
Yeah, and their electric company there are privatized. It's not on the national grid. It's their own system that they're on.
I don't know what that means, but that sucks.
So they're not getting power. They're short on power, and it's because it's too cold. Everyone's trying to draw power, and it's shutting things down.
Oh.
And because it's not pulling from the national grid, it's their own grid. There's no support, so they can't get back up. No backup.
Sorry for you guys.
Yeah, it sucks.
That sucks. All right. Well, thanks again for listening to another episode of the Buko Boys.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see y'all, and thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Peace out, everybody.
Bye.